morning, you have my showered look, completely no makeup. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the best way to get a good base for makeup. Okay, before you do anything, you need to apply a good moisturiser. And today I'm going to use AVST. It's Environ Moisturiser. It's vitamin A and it works fantastic. And I'm going to apply it over my whole face. You can put it over the eyes and everywhere. And I'm on number 3. It goes up in stages, but it's wonderful because it doesn't feel really oily. And something to really remember is that your neck is an extension of your face. So you should always make sure you're applying your cream to your neck as well. Oh, it sounds funny when I'm rubbing over my neck. Okay, so applying it and work always in upward movements. Your face is being dragged down all day by gravity. So make sure any left put on the back of my hand because my hands are aging too. Okay, so I've got my moisturiser on. Really important now, with my makeup, I use Iredale, which is a mineral makeup. It's lovely because it allows your skin to breathe. So the first thing you do before you do anything else is you use the hydrating spray. It's D2O and it's wonderful and it sets makeup as well. So it gives you a great start. So I spray that all over my face to start off with, which feels very fresh, it's very warm. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Dream Tint on. And what I do is I apply the Dream Tint all over my face. Now it slides on really well initially because of the spray that I've just put on. I take it onto my neck, and what's really fantastic about this is that it's got sun protection in it as well. So I apply it on and I work quite quickly because it starts to set into place. So I'll place it all over. I go right into my eyebrows and go right over my eyes. As soon as it starts to set into place, I stop taking it into the eyebrows because then you're going to get drag and pull. So I just take it all the way through and it's lovely. And I can start to feel it start to stiffen up now slightly because the hydrating spray is just wearing in. So that gives me my initial base. I work quite quickly with that. Okay, so that's on now. What I do next is I've got dodgy eyebrows and I'm not going to have the permanent makeup just yet. Never say never, I may do that. Okay, so what I do is I use the Iredale pencil and I pencil in my eyebrows at this stage before I do anything else to the base. So I just give my eyebrows a little bit of definition because they're a bit bald in places. So I'm just going to put a little bit of definition into my eyebrows. Like so. Not too much. I don't want them to look like caterpillars over my face, over my eyes. Okay. So filling in my bald areas on my eyebrows. Brilliant. Okay, so I get my eyebrows in place. Just make that a little bit longer. That's it. And then, what I do then is I apply the powder, the Iredale powder, the base powder, which is lovely, and I put that over the top. What I do is when I apply this, I avoid around my eyes as much because I'm aging. I avoid the fine lines around my eyes. I don't want to accentuate or bring them out. I just want to make sure that I'm making a matte finish, a great base to apply the rest of my makeup. Now bear in mind, this is my day makeup. What I do is I don't put heavy eyes on. I just don't do that. It tends to drag my eyes down. What I do is I go right over my eyebrows that I just penciled in, and I've gone over just slightly on my eyes, but I didn't overload my brush. This is my handy brush, my Iredale handy brush. I love it. Okay, so I'm going into my nose and round my nose and taking it over into my eyebrows again. I'm taking it in, going over my eyebrows, but using it and then going over my eyes so that I'm not overloading my eyes at all, okay? So there's hardly anything on there. I'm just literally drying up and giving myself that matte base to start with. A lady of my age has hot sweats, and I need to make sure they're not going to show. Okay, so I'm still applying. I'm not overloading. I'm not putting tons on, but I'm just putting enough to give that cover. I don't want to look like I've overdone it first thing in the morning. And what's so brilliant about this makeup is it lasts all day. So it's fantastic. Okay, enough about that. I've got that base on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give myself a bit of colour, because it's where I've got my base, I've allowed my skin to go back to its real natural clear base. Okay, so I'm looking really pasty. All right, so I'm going to give it some colour. So what I'm going to use the Iredale bronzer and use the bronzing brush or the powder brush, and I'm taking it all the way over. Now I've got pigmentation down the sides here, and if you're suffering with pigmentation, just don't overload those areas with bronzer. Go in between, so you're avoiding overloading the pigmentation areas. You don't want to accentuate any of the brown areas, so you just put some deep in the areas that aren't as deep, and you just bring up the blend, so you're blending it in. Okay, so I'm taking the bronzer all over my face to give myself that sun-kissed look before I go out, and it's a beautiful day today. Okay, so I'm slightly bronzing up my face. Brilliant. So that's given me my bronze look, and what I do is, using my bronzer and using my brush in a different way, I use my brush, sort of flattening it out, taking it into the edge, and I go along my cheekbones just to accentuate the cheekbones, just to make my cheekbones stick out a little bit. Okay, so done that, and then I'm going to bring out my eyes slightly without overloading with eye makeup. I'm going to go just above the eye and into the eyebrow, just to bring it out. It just gives it that little glow without having to put tons of makeup on or eye makeup. Okay, so that's my base. Okay, come back to me and watch me put my eye makeup on or my mascara. There's an art to it. Okay, enjoy putting your base on.